chairs. How's everybody's Toronto Comic Con Day 3 going? Good? An enthusiastic bunch, I love it. My name is Teddy Wilson. I host Inner Space on the Space Channel. It's my favorite part of my gig for sure, doing conventions like these, and I also love doing these panels. It's a real blast because I'm such a fan of genre and such a fan of the people who make the great content that we as geeks all love. And so doing a panel like this is a real particular thrill for me. And your Comic-Con is about to get a lot better because I'm about to bring out that man. He's an amazing actor. He's got a really, really cool list of credits. Recently we saw him in Partners. Any fan of Chuck here? Fans of Chuck? He's absolutely awesome in Chuck. He's also done video game voices for Call of Duty Ghosts. His list of credits goes on and on. Dylan Dog. And of course, you also probably know and love him as one of the few people in the history of the world to play a little character named Superman. Please give a big Comic-Con welcome to Brandon Routh! You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for being here, man. How's your con going so far, sir?
It's going very well, thank you.
Yeah? Is it, you've been to Toronto before?
I have, yes. I enjoyed my time up in Toronto quite a bit. We filmed Scott Pilgrim up here.
That's right.
Hi, everybody. I woke up and said, guy.
Brandon.
Yeah.
That's right, Scott Pilgrim, a very proud Toronto film, for sure.
That's right.
We're going to open it up to the floor in questions in just a few minutes. Oh, your hand shut up, Wonder Woman. That was awesome. Is your invisible plane in the back? Right, so we won't be able to see it. Yeah. Before we open it up to questions, though, Brandon, and I want to talk to you about Scott Pilgrim because you were awesome in that. But first off, getting cast for Superman. I mean, you've probably talked about it a lot, but I think as geeks, we're fascinated by the process behind filmmaking. So is it true that you had auditioned for Mick G, and then Bryan Singer later, when he became the director, saw a tape and was like, "Who is that guy?"
Well, I don't know if that's what he said. Exactly. But yeah, I was involved in the process when Mick G was the director. And auditioned, screen tested with him and everyone, and then that fell through. It was basically a month and a half of nothing, and I fell into despair, thinking that my chance of Superman was finally gone. Then Brian came on the project, and I read about the news, and I was totally out of the loop. And they were casting the world, like auditions in England and Australia and all over the place. I'm like, right here.
Names like Nicolas Cage being thrown around?
Well, that was before. With previous directors. So finally, eventually, I got a call that Brian wanted to meet with me. I think they auditioned a lot of people. They'd seen the screen test. And as Brian said to me, it wasn't my Superman that got me the meeting, it was my Clark. Because I'm much more like Clark in real life, especially at that time, more of a bumbling idiot. Me, not Clark. And so then the rest is kind of history after that. But that was the whole process was from my first ever inkling of being a part of it to finally getting the call that I was going to play Superman was about 7 weeks. Wow. It was the longest casting process I'd ever been a part of.
How does it work when you actually get that call? Are you taken out to dinner by an agent? Does the director take you out? Does your phone just ring in the morning when you're with your coffee and it's like, oh, you're Superman?
I was in the production office at Warner Brothers speaking to Gil Adler, who's become a great friend of mine, who's the producer of the movie. And I don't remember why I'd been all but given the green light from everyone in the production. We were just waiting from the head of the studio. So I was in there for something, I don't know, under some auspice, I guess, and I got a call from Business Affairs. I don't remember who it was. You got finally, we're signing your deal. You got the job, and I was relieved more than anything. I think I sighed and sat down, fell down in the chair. And then I called my mom and my dad, and my mom screamed out loud, celebrated. So.
Then it became real. Right? Yeah, that's awesome. Let's open it up. You were very enthusiastic with the one, so yeah, you got the first question. Yeah.
Big fan of a lot of your work in secondary.
Yeah, thank you.
So listen, in considering mates for Wonder Woman, Batman's a great choice because, he's awesome, and he's Batman. But I always thought that Superman was the better choice because they're like equals. So, and now that that's out in the comics, the relationship is public. I just wondered in recognition of that, could I have a hug?
Oh, you're cagey. I had a long lead up. For those in the back, the question was, can I have a hug? With an awesome lead up. Yay, Kalina! Classic mislead, Kalina. That was great. Another
She's
question.
brave, that Wonder Woman.
Another hug-based question or not? Hey. Yeah, you sir. You usually wear a Superman shirt too, right? Yeah, you dress as Superman. Yeah. Your civvies, yeah.
I'm a big fan and I really love you.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering if you've done Broadway here, and if you have all the mediums of how to do it,
Question for the folks in the back was about if Brandon had done theater.
In my professional career, I've not done any theater. As an amateur, yes, I mean, back in high school, I was in theater productions and musical theater. It is something that it's a lot of fun, and I would certainly would entertain the opportunity to do it. I don't have an amazing voice. My mom, who's very positive, would beg to differ. She and my sister are the singers of the family. I don't have a solo voice. I have a mix of the rest of the choir. But so for as far as musical theater, but and I love to work on Broadway, do some things, theater and musical theater wise sometimes, whether it's bringing a musical to film or just being on theater on stage because there's a lot of them. But right now, film and television is the focus of my career, and I continue to establish, work in that arena first before I step away.
Do you have a preference between film and TV?
As I've done more TV now, there are certain benefits. Certainly, Partners was a great experience for me because the schedule is fantastic. I mean, it's shooting a live studio audience is pretty amazing. I'm working with Jim Burrows, who I had the honor to work with. He is a veteran and a director, so we didn't have to work. We only worked 4 days a week. We did the show, and it was great. But I really enjoy film. Creating a family for just a little bit of time, and all being invested in that. TV world is so hard because you don't know how long the show's going to last. A film, you're going to get it, and most of the time, it's going to be, you're going to get it out there. Right. TV is kind of hit or miss sometimes, and there's a lot of differences, but I like both.
Cool. Another question from the floor. Hello, sir, in the hat. Hello.
Hi, Brandon.